Hi, welcome to another episode of Funny Jazz Chick. I'm back from my trip to London and Scotland. Here I am outside a great apartment that we found in the newly developed Canary Wharf. So this week's podcast will be, home movies. There's my daughter, son, and husband outside of our apartment. I had never done the Buckingham Palace thing, so we did that on the first day. Here's me practicing my wonderful Queen wave. My daughter wanted to see Big Ben, and there's the Eye, the London Eye in the background. Here we are at the Natural History Museum. My husband's pretending to be the tour guide. Maria's showing off what she got at the gift shop, and Robbie is actually the one who knows about fossils. He's showing us here this Ichthyosaurus. They had a new animated T-Rex, which was kind of cool. One of my favorite things to do in London is to have tea at the Orangery in Kensington Gardens. And here are some of the gardens on our way to tea. My daughter pretending she's a statue. And here we are in front of a lovely pub that we had lunch at. And here we are with some street entertainers at Covent Garden. This was one of my favorite moments, watching this lady dance to this street entertainer. And we're riding the carousel in Covent Garden, which was really fun as the sun is going down. You could see I was bravely trying to get Marie framed, but going up and down made it a little bit difficult. I love merry-go-rounds because I love the sound of an old-fashioned calliope, and this was a pretty good one. The sound isn't very great because of the camera, but I'll give you a little listen. The Notting Hill Carnival was on while we were there, so we went and checked it out. What a madhouse, what a zoo. But look, it was a gorgeous sunny day and we had a great time. We did lots of other fun touristy stuff like the Tower of London and the Tower Bridge. And then we took a train up to York, which was a beautiful trip. York was a very cute town I'd never been to before. This is York Minster, which was lovely inside and out, as you can see. And then we hopped back on the train again after a day in York and headed up to Edinburgh, which I've been to several times, but the kids hadn't. And we're doing the castle here with the audio tour guides, as you can see. And there's the view of the Frith of Forth. We did all kinds of Scottish things like eat haggis and blood pudding, which were both pretty good if you could just get past the idea of what they really were. Then it was off to Glasgow and to one of the most beautiful museums in the world, I think, the Kelvin Grove. And right when we got there, there was an organ concert in the main hall starting. Such a beautiful interior to this museum. The main reason we were there was to see this Salvador Dali painting, Jesus on the Cross. Talk about a simultaneously surreal and religious experience. This trip was entirely a family vacation, but I inadvertently got to sing a little jazz with some great musicians for a really fun crowd. This was a jazz series that took place in a church on a Sunday afternoon. Again, another religious experience. I inadvertently struck up a conversation with the trumpet player because he wanted to see my iPhone, which are not out there yet, and they invited me to sit in. It was really, really fun, and they were really terrific. Then it was back home the day before school started, so this past week was crazy with the beginning of school and planning my daughter's 11th birthday. We went from castles in London to jumpy castles in New Rochelle. And Marie always wants a Schmetterling cake. That's German for butterfly. So here's this year's version. They're always different every year. I know, I am like the totally geekiest mom on the planet. But we'll be back next week with a proper episode of Funny Jazz Chick. But this gave you, I hope, a little insight into the juggling act, which is my life. Balancing mommyhood with diva-dom. Is that a word? It is now. Visit me online. Bye-bye.